Hey, this is Russell again, and welcome back to part 2 of my exciting interview with Tai Lopez and me. And excited to have you guys here. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you're subscribing so you can get the first episode as well as all the future episodes coming out of this amazing interview. Now, today's interview was kind of fun. This was Tai was interviewing me. He started asking me about how do people launch funnels? How does it work? And so I tell a story here at the very beginning that you are going to love about one of our ClickFunnels members who basically went and said, I'm going to launch a funnel every single week until one of these things blows up. He launched the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and then something amazing happened. And I'm going to let you watch that in the interview because I don't think you're going to believe me until you see it here. I know Tai didn't believe me. And then the very end of this segment, I actually show a really cool way where you can build a membership site even if you don't create a single video, a single product, a single anything, just by copying and pasting. When I shared this, you saw Tai's mind just go boom. He was excited. I think you're going to be excited as well. So with that said, let's jump into part 2 of the interview, and hopefully you love it. And again, if you do like this, subscribe and share this with other people, and we'll see you in the interview.
I want to throw this at you and get your opinion, because number 2 for me would be the ability to test new concepts.
I have such a good story on this.
Let's hear it.
I'm so excited. Okay, so one of our members is actually right now the person who's processed the most money inside of ClickFunnels. I know you guys are gaming, or working to beat.
Yeah, we're gonna beat him.
You're gonna beat him. But the guy right now who's got the record, his name's Trey Llewellyn, and what Trey did is he came to ClickFunnels, and I met him right afterwards, and he's like, he was selling t-shirts at the time through, I can't remember t-shirt sites, and he's like, I'm gonna use ClickFunnels, I don't know what my thing is, but I'm gonna launch a funnel every single week till one of them works. And he's like, okay, so his first funnel he put out there, he launches it, and it was just like, next one he put out there and launched it, and like,
t-shirts.
Initially it was t-shirts, and those were kind of okay, and he tried a couple other things, and some started having some marginal success. And one thing he tried to sell in his past were these flashlights. He had literally a huge closet full of flashlights. And one week they're like, what should we build this week? He's like, let's build a flashlight funnel. And so they got the flashlights, I took pictures of them, and his buddy, they were joking, and like, we should call these survival flashlights because this is like the cool new thing. So they put like survival flashlight, and they launched the survival flashlight. It was like funnel like 8 or 9 in this thing, right? Launches that flashlight funnel, and in like a 2-month period of time, there's $20 million selling these survival flashlights.
2 months?
Had no idea. It's the biggest funnel I've ever seen in my entire life. Like blew up, and just went crazy. So it's like, but he could have, like for me, before we had ClickFunnels, it took us on average about 3 months. I had 8 full-time developers and designers. It takes 3 months to get one funnel live, right?
Yeah.
And we would do about 1 every single quarter, so 4 a year, and usually 1 out of 4 would work. So 3 out of 4 would completely fail. So like 1 a year, we're hoping for a home run. They'll pay for the rest of the year. With Trey, like he was doing 1 a week. Like now in our team, we spend a lot of time thinking about the idea, and then we actually sit down to build it. We usually get done within an hour to an hour and a half, the whole entire thing.
So you can go from idea
so fast.
So people watching, because I feel like people get stuck still. People are still in the old modality of business, which is think the thing through, write an elaborate business plan, raise capital, hire a team, da-da-da-da-da. By the time, 1 year later, go broke. Have a great story about how you went broke and do this, and by the time you're 96 years old, you're wealthy. Yeah. And what you're saying is, you've condensed the cycle.
Just test the market.
You can have a business up, running, fail or succeed within 24 hours.
The same way, so the way this Trey guy, the way he did his test, I kid you, this is a real thing. He would walk across the street to Walmart, he'd walk around the aisles, he's like, this looks like it would sell. He'd take it off the shelf, go back home, take a picture, make a funnel, and it didn't work, so he'd walk away. The ones that did work, then he would go and like find some in China, source, like whatever, all of the things to get the actual product. But he wasn't spending all sorts of time and money ahead of time. He was just like going to Walmart, finding what looked cool, try to sell it. If it's sold, if the market's like, yes, I want to give you money for that, then he's like, okay, I'm gonna actually build something behind that. If it didn't, he's out the $30 that he think he bought at Walmart, and an hour of his time. So it's like you can get speed so much faster going through this process.
He or she who experiments the most wins. Mm-hmm. Have you done any paid advertising, and what have you learned about that?
Yes. So I'm gonna tell a story that kind of sets this up though, but so when ClickFunnels launched, started growing really fast, and what's been fun is we've had a whole bunch of VCs that have come and try to give us money. And we haven't taken a penny on, we don't want to, but it's always fun to like let them come talk to you and tell you what they think you're worth, because it makes you feel good about yourself, right? So you guys come and talk to us, and so we're at lunch one day, and one of the VC guys is asking all these questions on our numbers and trying to put them out there, and he asked the same question they ask every single time on Shark Tank, right? Cuban's always like, so what's the cost to acquire a customer, right? Every single time on Shark Tank. And so he asked me, he's like, well, what's your cost to acquire a customer? And I was like, well, right now we spend about $120 on Facebook ads to get a free trial. And he was like, oh, he's getting all excited, like doing the math. Like, so we write a check, $50 million, and get this many customers. I was like, actually, no, but we turned all the ads off. And he's like, why'd you turn the ads off? And I was like, well, because I'm paying this out of my own pocket. Like, this is me bankrolling this. Like, like we're homegrown, like, and he's like, well, how are you guys growing so fast? I don't understand. And I said, well, this whole funnel thing that we're doing, we practice what we preach. And he's like, well, walk me through the process. So I walk him through, like, for example, my book, right? This is the funnel, like, that gets people into my world, right? So we sell
selling
this
the book. Yeah.
So on average right now, it costs me about $12 on Facebook ads to sell one copy of the book. Then someone buys the book, we have an upsell for the audiobook, and there's a training program behind it.
Do you do the book free?
It's free. They just cover shipping and handling.
Okay. And then you have a couple of upgrades?
Yep. And so on average, we spend $12 to sell a book, but I make $32 in the funnel. So everyone that buys the book, I net $20 that goes in my pocket, and I get a customer, and I tell a customer, hey, there's a really cool thing called ClickFunnels. And then they go to ClickFunnels. So I explained to the VC guy, and he's like, that doesn't make any sense. I said, yeah, I get paid $20 net to introduce someone to my company. And I had to explain it 3 or 4 times, and I remember the 4th time afterwards, he said, if that's true, like, that'll change business forever.
Right.
I said, that's exactly what my whole message is. Like, these funnels make it so that people like me, who don't have any money, I don't have to go, get some venture capitalist guy to give me $10 million, $100 million to bankroll and finance the growth. Like, I can create a funnel providing value to people. It gives me customers, and then I introduce them to the thing I'm really selling.
So one of the lessons is create an introductory product. Instead of trying to go, it's kind of like you meet a girl, let's say you want to get married. I was just watching The Office. Andy Bernard is a dude who's always trying to get married. And he has no game because he basically goes straight for marriage same with Michael Scott. So what you're saying is go on a date, get your customer to go on a date with you. Yeah. So book. What else have you seen do well?
Books are the hardest though, because writing books is tough, right? So
yes.
A lot of people are like, I can't write a book. So that's tough. An easier one of my favorite ones I've done for us is I have a podcast as well, and I just took like my favorite episodes from the podcast and I put them on a USB drive, and I added a couple of other audios, and I did free plus shipping, like this USB drive. It's got all my best podcast episodes plus these 3 other things you can't get anywhere else. And
that do as well as that?
It did, yeah. In fact, the best one we've ever done. This is ridiculous. So we have there's just one sales script. I do the way I do my webinars is a script behind it. It's like one piece of paper script,
okay.
And there's a CD that explains the script. And that one took me an hour to record the CD, and I printed a piece of paper. That's the best one we've ever had.
Wait, so let me walk with. All right.
Piece of paper.
It's a filming you holding a piece of paper?
What they're buying is a piece of paper with a CD that explains the paper. And that outconverted all my books.
What does the piece of paper say? One word?
It's the sales script for how I structure my webinars.
Oh, and it's like kind of a drawing.
Step 1, step 2, step 3.
It's a drawing.
It's a doodle drawing, just like I doodle all my stuff in the book. So it's a doodle drawing, the CD explains it. That one outconverted any book, anything I've done. It took me an hour to make the whole thing. I did another one that was pretty cool. Okay. It's kind of stealth though. But this is if you guys are really lazy and you just want to use this way.
Close your ears. I want to hear this and don't want you to hear it. Okay.
So I just went to YouTube, and you can use any market. Let's say you want to be in the survival market, right? Yep. Go to YouTube and find like the 10 coolest survival videos, and then sell like access to a membership site that has like the top 10 highest, coolest survival videos on YouTube. You can go look for them if you want. There's billions of videos. Good luck. Or give me $1. I will give you a membership site that has embedded the top 10 survival ones in the world.
Because you're basically curating.
Yes.
So that's cool. Those of you listening can just get a compilation that you find of good content. Put it on your own website. There's nothing against the law of doing that.
Yeah, they want you to. There's an embed link on YouTube.
Yes.
They want you to.
And they don't care if you charge.
But basically, you figure I'm a big believer in who are your dream customers? Like, who do you actually want to sell stuff to in the future?
Can I use this idea?
Yeah. It's all yours now. Done.
Here. Bye. I got all I needed from this talk. We're shut down. We don't need you anymore.
But think about it, you figure out who's your dream customer and what videos they actually want. And that way you get, when you're going to Facebook or YouTube and you're buying ads, you get your dream customers to raise their hand I want survival videos. And if you just happen to sell a survival course or product, now your dream customers are coming to you, and they can introduce them to all your whole product line like that. It's so simple.
Sam Walton was doing this with Walmart before almost anybody. He was doing these kind of free trial thingies. Now you go to the store, you've never eaten their kind of corn dog, frozen food. They give you a little free one, and then you go, this is good, and you're 10 times more likely to buy. So you give them a teeny sample. You charge a small amount of money. Is that to keep their credit card on file so you can one-click like Amazon does?
2 reasons. One, big one is one-click upsells. Makes one-click upsells really easy in ClickFunnels. And then number 2 is I want people that buy stuff.
Yes.
Right? I'm a big believer in I've noticed this in my entire business is people who buy stuff, yes. Right? And so if someone's not willing to pay $5 to cover shipping and handling on a book, they're never going to give me $100 a month for software.
Yeah.
And so I want to identify of all the people coming to our site, who are the people that are actually buyers, who are actually legitimately going to play this game.
Yeah.
If they play with the credit card, now it's okay, I will spend more time and energy marketing this person
I'll give them a better relationship because they're proving themselves as buyers.
They call that winnowing the wheat from the chaff. So what you're basically saying is you have to have a filtration system with your customers, and putting a payment wall, they call that fancy term for a credit card page, differentiates. Now you're just getting people pouring into your site that are willing to pay.
Yeah. And then they get this in the mail, and for my business, they read it, and all of a sudden they build a relationship with me. They understand the movement we're trying to build. They understand oh, this is why I need a funnel. Just so many good things to educate and indoctrinate people up front. And then when you have
so it's 259 pages. It took you only 10 years.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the interview series. I hope you loved it and got the wheels in your head spinning about the possibilities of what you can do with funnels. With that said, make sure you subscribe down below because video part 3 is coming out very, very soon. I want to make sure you don't miss it. So click on the button down below and I will see you guys on the third part of this interview.